Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey. I am a graphic designer, brand designer, social strategist, and today I'm going to be talking all about my creative business. I'm coming up to about a year of leaving my full-time job to run my creative business, and I've learned a lot of things along the way. So I wanted to share 10 things today that I wish I knew before starting my creative business. I do want to disclose that these are just relevant to me and my experience, so this may be different for you when it comes to doing a business, and these may be things that you already know or that you're aware of, but just some of these are things I want to remind you of, and I think will just overall be helpful. Let's go ahead and dive right into them. Follow your intuition and try to forget about what people will think. I was so scared when I first started posting on Instagram. That was my main way to start launching my business. I was so terrified of people that I knew finding out about it, so I wouldn't tell anyone about it, really. I only told select few people, and then I would slowly let more people in. But what I realized is that the people that I was close with were so supportive of what I was doing and excited for me that I didn't really need to hide that aspect of it. Essentially, if I never would have started posting on Instagram, I would have never been able to launch my business. I would have never started finding clients. And so sometimes you just have to remove what people think and just do what you want. Honestly, if I would have realized that, I would have started this way earlier. I also knew I wanted to start posting videos on YouTube to help with my business and to just connect with people and share content. I love editing videos. I love creating them. That was something too that I was really scared about starting. But once I did, I was so excited by it. I am so happy I did now, and it's an aspect I love doing every single week. So I would say that if you're scared to start your business, you're scared of what people are gonna think of you, just go with your gut. Like, your gut is gonna tell you what you should do, what you should follow, what you should pursue. And I always knew in my gut that I should do posting on social media, share my design work there. I didn't know if it would turn into a business or not, but I knew that there was something there, and I think a lot of us do, obviously, because social media has exploded to help all these different businesses. But I even remember when I was little and thinking about how much social media fascinated me. So I think having that aspect with it was really myself telling me kind of these steps along the way. And I think if you have that same feeling when it comes to different aspects with your own business, if you know you have a brand that you want to start and do, go for it, because only you can pursue that and fulfill that need that you have within yourself. Creating a safety net is so important when starting your business because it will allow you to dedicate your time in a lot of those areas that just you need to get your business up and running. So like a lot of marketing needs, maybe setting your website, getting your branding together, getting your business plan together. All those different aspects are really important, and no one is paying you to do that. You are paying yourself, so you can't take a client during that time. You can't be using that time to sell your product necessarily. Something to keep in mind, try to create that safety net before you launch. I did this again by having my full-time job, and then I had a part-time social media job, and then I also was doing a little bit of client work on the side. So by the time I left my full-time job, I had a little bit of a safety net and I had a plan moving forward. I kept that part-time social media job, and then I just started adding on more clients. That way I always had a guaranteed income in the beginning. If you could do something similar to that, I would highly recommend. I am shocked my path worked out this way because I never expected to be kind of working at the place that I was working as I was moving forward. Everything lines up for a reason, and if you can create a type of safety net so you have a backup plan if you ever need it, that is super crucial and important to do. You don't need to have everything figured out. I wanted this one also to tie into you don't need to have a ton of experience. Having a business is something so new that you're learning about something new every single day. So you're always going to be learning as you go. I think anyone in any type of career would probably say this, that you are constantly learning things as you go, and having your own business is the same way. I think it's silly when people think that you need to have this many of experiences in the corporate world to run this business, because ultimately you're going to be doing different things that you were doing there. There may be some things that may help with your technique and to have your background, which would absolutely be crucial and be great to have that, but you can also find it in other ways. There's so many different opportunities now with having so many different online platforms like Skillshare to constantly be watching videos and learning new techniques. You can use YouTube videos to learn new techniques. You can use TikTok videos to learn new techniques. There's just so much out there for free education even, that if you put your mind to it, you'll be able to learn those aspects if you really need to. When I first was talking about starting my business, I had told another graphic designer that was a lot older, like she was probably 10 years older than me at the time, and she had worked in the corporate world, and she told me that I needed to have at least like 10 years under my belt before I could start my own business. I am so glad I took her advice with a grain of salt, because looking at it now, she didn't even have her own design business. And so I was really shocked, because I don't think that necessarily reflects my experiences and what I know I am capable of and can do. So I think that's just something to reflect on yourself, going back to not thinking about what other people think. Just go with your gut and go with what you want to do. If you can afford to do it with that safety net, that is super crucial. But basically, you are your own person. You're the only one that can tell yourself if you have enough experience for it, if you're ready for this. And sometimes at the end of the day, you're gonna always be waiting if you're ready for something, and you just need to dive into it. This is something that there were definitely aspects that I knew from reading articles and listening to other entrepreneurs on things I needed to do, but I kept putting on the back burner because I just didn't want to do them, basically. One was having a business banking account. This is super easy to do, actually. All you need to do is connect with a local bank. I already had a connection with a local community bank. Obviously, that's one of the businesses that I do their social media for. So it was super easy for me to ask them questions and kind of figure out how to do that. The next aspect I would say is having all of the appropriate supplies. In my case, I don't need too many supplies since I'm primarily digital, but there were a couple of things that I wish I had just gotten from the start. One being a second monitor. So I do want to shout out this monitor that I recently got. I shared it in my last video, but it has been so nice. It is an art monitor. It's 27 inches. It's so much bigger than my primary laptop screen. I had no idea how beneficial that was going to be to have again. I can rotate it, pivot the screen, do however I need to adjust the screen, which has been so great. I've been able to color match it almost perfectly with my laptop. It's just been so amazing. So I would totally recommend having any supplies needed. I do have a code if you are interested in buying a monitor, and it's for 10% off. I'll leave it down below and you can check it out if you're interested. But overall, just get the supplies that you know will help you succeed in the long run, and don't be afraid to put that money back into your business. I knew all along when it was going to be my first tax season of leaving my full-time job that I wanted to hire a CPA. Originally had one business in mind that I wanted to go to that I'd heard great things about, but they were all full. So then they gave me 2 recommendations. I met with those people, and one of them wanted me to be on a monthly booking system, which would be convenient, but at the time I'm not large enough where I need that quite yet. And then the other one was willing to just do my taxes, which was great. I had no idea what I was doing though. I had to pull my stuff together last minute and kind of figure it out. I submitted it all early, which was great. Overall, I wish I would have known more about the process and figured it out earlier. I think just talking to a CPA as early as possible when you're starting your business, then they can kind of help you get organized and how to do it. I am still figuring this out. It's something that's really confusing when it comes to your business, but basically having that business banking account and having that where you're just paying your expenses through there is huge, because you can easily just go through and figure out what all of your items are. I don't use anything like QuickBooks, but I do use HoneyBook, which monitors my spending a little bit. So I would recommend a platform like that. But honestly, just talking to a CPA, making a tax plan, if you know you're just gonna go to a local tax place, that would work too. But basically having that all set up to go, so when it comes close to tax season and closing out the final quarter of the year, you have a plan put in place. It started racing. This is something that I'm so hard with doing. I immediately always said yes to everything. I would say yes to some free projects that I thought would be beneficial for my portfolio. I would say yes to a lot of personal work. I would say yes to really anything that came my way. I would reduce my prices to say yes to the project. Basically, I am still working this, but I need to say no when I am at my limit or if they don't fit with me as a client. Overall, it's just okay to say no if you find that the style of work you'll be doing isn't going to be benefiting your portfolio and your business. That's okay to do. Just because you are capable of doing something doesn't mean that you have to. Again, something I'm constantly working on, but putting your energy into things that you're really passionate about is such a privilege to do, and I know that. So getting there is a delicate balance of figuring out things that you're able to say yes to and stay true to yourself, and then also taking on those projects that are really going to help sustain your business and keep it going. Price fairly. This kind of ties into my previous one about saying yes. Pricing is such a difficult thing to do, but it's important to reflect a good price on your products, especially when you're a creative, because there are always people that are just going to be charging the very bare minimum or undercharging, which honestly doesn't help out the whole community of creatives at all, because then it's really hard to sustain your work and keep going as a creative if there are people that are going to be charging way under than they should be. So just making sure you're pricing fairly. I am still working on pricing. I do raise my prices pretty regularly, and that's to just help stay active with the increase in prices, and then also with my skills as I learn how to do things more quickly. I am focused on doing brand design, so I have become extremely efficient in my process with it. So as I continue to get more and more efficient and learn to introduce new aspects into my brand design packages, I am continuing to raise my prices. I do disclose how much a price is before the project. I think that's really fair to do, so your client is never shocked at the end of the project. Someone keeps blocking my way. Protect your mind and your business. My main thought with this one is that it's okay to take breaks, take vacations. One of the beautiful benefits of working for yourself is that you can schedule your vacations. You can take more time off. This summer, I have a 10-day trip to Europe coming up with my mom and my brother. I'm so excited. This is something that we've dreamt of always doing together, and we're finally doing it. That's something that I wouldn't have been able to do if I was working at my full-time job. So take advantage of those opportunities and plan for them. I will overwhelm myself with work and then realize that I need to take a step away. I'll go on a walk, I'll take a break, I'll do a workout, and that helps me to clear my mind and come back to better serve my clients. So it's okay to hustle, but again, you need to have those breaks. You need to relax, you need to reset and regain your energy, and you'll ultimately be able to better serve your business and yourself then. Those are my 10 tips for things that I wish I knew when starting my creative business. I hope you liked this video. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them down below. I'm so happy to help answer anything. You can message me over on Instagram. I love talking with you and just getting to know you and helping other creatives, designers get started with their business. I know that there's a lot of people in this field, but I think there can always be more. The more the merrier, and I, again, love helping people. Just let me know if you have any questions. I am so glad you finished this video and watched it, and I'm looking forward to see how these tips might be able to help serve you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I can't feel farther